The silence of space is unnerving, especially when you know what's lurking just beyond the edge of your vision. The Grox, an alien race far more advanced than humanity, have torn through human colonies with ruthless efficiency, capturing worlds, enslaving populations, and leaving nothing but destruction in their wake. For years, Earth and her colonies have been fighting back, but the Grox's technology is nearly unstoppable. Their warships are enormous, powerful, and seem invincible. Humanity has lost so much, and the hope of victory seems to slip further and further away with every battle. Now the Grox are not just threatening the colonies, they're coming for Earth itself. Captain Elias Steele, the commander of the human fleet, knows that this could be the last fight. If the Grox succeed in their invasion of Earth, humanity may never recover. Steele stands on the bridge of his flagship, looking at the star-filled expanse of space ahead. His mind drifts back to the darkest days of the war, when the Grox wiped out his home, killed his family, and left him with nothing but vengeance to guide him. The rage still burns within him, but it's tempered now by the weight of command. Around him, the bridge hums with the activity of 1,000 people working together, all with the same goal: survival. The final assault on the Grox Stronghold is about to begin, but there's a catch. The Grox fleet, vast and deadly, patrols their territory relentlessly. The humans are outnumbered, outgunned, and any attempt to launch a full-scale attack would be suicide. So the humans have one last chance to strike, a secret weapon that could give them a fighting chance: the cloaking device. This advanced piece of technology has been humanity's best-kept secret. It allows a ship to disappear from enemy sensors, rendering it practically invisible. But it's never been tested on such a large scale before. Will it work? Can they truly slip past the Grox fleet undetected and deliver the devastating blow needed to cripple their stronghold? The plan is risky, but it's the only one they have. As the fleet moves into position, Captain Steele addresses his crew. His voice cuts through the hum of the bridge, steady but with an edge of urgency that echoes through the room. We're about to make history, people. This is the moment we've all been fighting for. We're going in, cloaked, and we'll hit them hard. There's no turning back. Steele's words resonate deeply with the crew. For many of them, this mission is more than just a chance to defeat the Grox. It's a chance to avenge the lives of those they've lost. Soldiers, scientists, engineers, all of them have family, friends, and loved ones who are counting on them. The weight of those expectations rests heavily on Steele's shoulders, but he doesn't show it. Instead, he locks eyes with his second-in-command, Commander Jessica Bonner. She nods at him, her face grim but resolute. They've been through hell together, and they know what's at stake. The fleet begins to move. In the darkness of space, the human ships fade into the shadows, cloaked from sight. The only sounds are the soft beeping of instruments and the steady breathing of the crew. Outside the ship, stars twinkle in the vast blackness. The human ships are now invisible, hidden from the prying sensors of the Grox. But as the fleet approaches the Grox Stronghold, the tension rises. The silence of space is suffocating. Every moment that passes feels like a lifetime. The Grox patrol ships cruise through the area, oblivious to the threat moving right under their noses. The human fleet has one shot at this. They can't afford to make a mistake. If the Grox detect them even for a moment, it will all be over. Steele grips the arm of his command chair, his knuckles white. His mind races as he runs through every detail of the plan once more. The plan has been rehearsed, fine-tuned, and prepared for months. But now that the moment has come, there's no turning back. As they near the Grox Stronghold, the fleet enters the shadow of a nearby star. The light from the star fades, and the human fleet drifts silently in its wake, hidden by the cosmic shadow. It's an eerie sensation, floating in the darkness, waiting to strike. Steele can feel the weight of the moment pressing on him, and the pressure of the lives depending on him almost crushes him. In the silence, Captain Steele's thoughts turn inward: his family, his wife, His son, his daughter, all gone, wiped out by the Grox when their home was destroyed in an unprovoked attack. The image of their faces haunts him, but he pushes it aside. This is what he has left: this fight, this crew, and the chance to stop the Grox from annihilating Earth. He will not fail them. He can't afford to. On the bridge, Bonner stands by the tactical console, her eyes scanning the displays. "Captain, we're within range of the Stronghold's outer defenses," she announces, her voice calm but filled with tension. The cloaking device is holding. We're still undetected. Steele nods, but he doesn't speak. His jaw is tight, his eyes narrowed as he watches the screens. His crew is ready. They know their mission. They know the risks. But Steele feels the weight of leadership bearing down on him more than ever before. His crew depends on him. Their lives, and the fate of Earth, rest on the success of this operation. The moments pass like hours, and as the Grox ships drift closer, the human fleet waits. Each second that passes without detection feels like a small victory, but Steele knows that it's all part of the plan. Their invisibility will only last for so long. They need to reach the heart of the Grox Stronghold before their presence is discovered. They need to strike hard and fast. And then a voice crackles over the comms, breaking the tension. "Captain, we've got incoming signals. Grox ships in formation," reports Lieutenant Niles, his voice tinged with urgency. The fleet holds its position, cloaked and ready, as the Grox ships pass by, unaware. The first phase of the mission is a success, but there's no time to celebrate. The hardest part is yet to come. Steele's heart pounds in his chest as he gives the order to continue. "Prepare for Phase 2, Steele commands. "Once we break through the outer defenses, we go in fast and hit them hard. No hesitation." The crew acknowledges the order, and Steele stands at the helm of his ship, resolute. The moment has arrived. It's do or die. The final countdown has begun. The human fleet, cloaked and silent, moves toward the Grox Stronghold, ready to shatter it once and for all. The tension is thick in the air, but Steele is certain of one thing: this is humanity's last, best hope. The tension aboard the human fleet is unbearable as it moves ever closer to the Grox Stronghold. The fleet is cloaked, hiding in the shadows of deep space, just as planned. Captain Steele stands at the helm of his ship, his eyes focused, his mind sharp. The fleet has entered the final phase of their mission, and the success of this operation could determine the fate of humanity. He's not about to let the Grox take Earth without a fight. The command comes through his comm system, breaking the silence. "We're within range of the Stronghold, Captain." Cloaking devices still holding steady, Lieutenant Niles reports. Steele gives a short nod. He takes a deep breath, his heart pounding. The moment has come. "Uncloak and engage," he orders, his voice unwavering. His hands grip the armrests of his command chair as the orders are relayed across the fleet. For a brief moment, nothing changes. Then, as the human ship's cloaks flicker and disappear, a wave of shock reverberates across the Grox Stronghold. The element of surprise is on their side. The fleet's eye-controlled drones launch first, cutting through space with precision and speed. They move in perfect synchrony, streaking toward the Grox's outer defenses. Long-range missile strikes follow, bursting through the void and smashing into the Grox warships. The Grox fleet is completely blindsided. The massive warships that once seemed invincible are now in chaos. The humans' first salvo has found its mark. As the drones continue their assault, the human ships move into the heart of the battle. It's time to close the gap. They engage the Grox ships in a brutal dogfight, moving fast through the asteroid fields that surround the Stronghold. Space itself becomes a chaotic battlefield, with explosions lighting up the blackness like fireworks. Laser blasts streak across the void, some hitting their targets, others missing by mere inches. Steel groans under the pressure as the human ships weave through the asteroid fields, dodging fire and returning fire with deadly precision. As the human ships close in on the Grox warships, The dogfight intensifies. Steel's ship, the Revenant, fires its main cannons, sending blasts of energy that rip through Grox hulls. The force of the explosions lights up the space around them, sending debris and shrapnel flying in all directions. The battle rages on, with the human fleet pushing deeper into the heart of the Grox Stronghold. But it's not just the Grox's warships that the humans have to worry about. As the battle rages on, Steel's mind sharpens. He knows that the Grox have something much more dangerous waiting for them, something that they've been building for years. Their advanced AI-controlled war machines are capable of making calculated, ruthless decisions, and they've been designed to counter human tactics. Steel's focus shifts as the fleet encounters a new wave of Grox war machines, mechanical beasts designed to take down human ships with extreme efficiency. These AI-controlled monstrosities are like nothing Steel has ever seen before: massive, heavily armored, and terrifyingly fast. Their laser cannons cut through the void, each shot capable of disabling or destroying the human ship in an instant. The human fleet is forced to scatter, trying to evade the Grox war machine's devastating firepower. But Steel's resolve is unshaken. He watches as the AI war machines on his ship, the Revenant, engage the Grox's robots in hand-to-hand combat. Steel claws clash against metal, sparks flying as the two sides collide. The sight of his machines fighting on the front lines is both awe-inspiring and terrifying. The humans may be the underdogs, but their ingenuity and spirit are unmatched. In the chaos of battle, something goes wrong. Steel's heart skips a beat as the comms crackle to life. "Captain, Commander Bonner has been hit." The voice of the fleet's medic rings through the bridge, sending a cold shiver down Steel's spine. "Commander Bonner." Steel's voice cracks. He can hardly believe it. Bonner, his second in command, his trusted friend, has been critically injured. He quickly orders the fleet's medical teams to get to her. The battle continues, but for Steel, everything has changed. Bonner is more than just an officer to him. She's a symbol of the crew's strength. Losing her is a blow not just to him personally, but to the morale of the entire fleet. But Steel refuses to give up. He can't afford to lose focus now. The mission must continue, and he must fight harder than ever to protect his crew. With Bonner's condition weighing heavily on his mind, Steel's resolve hardens. The Grox will pay for this. Each shot fired, each ship that falls, each life lost, only strengthens his desire to see this war end. The battle for humanity's survival is far from over, and Steel will do whatever it takes to see it through. There is no turning back now. The human fleet pushes forward, the battle intensifying as they close in on the Grox Stronghold. Steel leads them with a steady hand, his crew fighting with everything they've got. The odds are still stacked against them, but there is something the Grox will never understand: human resilience. The Grox may have advanced technology and powerful war machines, but the humans have something even more powerful: their will to fight, their will to survive. As the battle reaches its climax, Steel knows that they're just one step away from victory. But with every passing moment, the cost grows higher. The Grox may be the superior species, but the humans are willing to do whatever it takes to protect what's theirs. And Steel, no matter the personal toll, will fight until the very end to ensure that humanity's future is secure. The human fleet, battered but not broken, continues to press forward as they try to push back against the overwhelming Grox forces. Captain Steel stands tall on the bridge of the Revenant, eyes locked on the view screen as explosions light up the distance. It feels like victory is within reach. They've struck a heavy blow to the Grox, and their forces are beginning to crumble. The human drones, robotic war machines, and AI-powered ships are all working in unison, showing the superior strength of human ingenuity. But Steel knows better than to get too comfortable. This fight is far from over. As the human ships close in on the heart of the Grox Stronghold, a sudden wave of fresh Grox reinforcements appears on the screen, rising from the shadows like a storm. Steel's chest tightens. They were expecting this, But the sudden intensity of the Grox counterattack catches them off guard. Grox warships, enormous and heavily armored, surge forward with deadly precision, their laser cannons cutting through space like lightning. But what happens next will shake the very foundation of the battle. Without warning, the Grox reveal their trump card, a massive planetary cannon hidden on the surface of the Grox homeworld. The weapon, unlike anything the humans have ever seen, hums with power as it charges up. In an instant, the cannon fires, sending a powerful beam of energy streaking toward the human fleet. The impact is immediate and devastating. The beam strikes one of the human ships, causing an enormous explosion that lights up the darkness of space. The ship disintegrates in an instant, turning into nothing more than a cloud of debris. The Grox weapon is far more powerful than anything the humans have, and it's not done yet. The blast leaves the human fleet reeling, their ship struggling to regain control. Steele's mind races as he watches the destruction unfold. The tides of battle have shifted in an instant, and the human fleet is now on the defensive. They can't outrun the planetary cannon. It's too powerful. "Steele, we need a plan," Lieutenant Niles says, his voice urgent. "If that cannon keeps firing, we won't last long. We've got to shut it down." Steele's jaw clenches. He knows the odds are slim, but there's no choice. They must find a way to disable the weapon or face certain annihilation. "Form up on me," Steele orders. His voice is steady, but inside, he feels the weight of their losses pressing down on him. Bonner's death still lingers in his mind. The loss of his closest officer, his right hand in this battle, has taken its toll on him. But the battle is not over yet, and Steele will not allow their sacrifices to be in vain. The Grox are relentless. As the humans regroup and attempt to dodge the deadly fire from the planetary cannon, Grox warships unleash a devastating barrage of orbital bombardments on the human fleet below. Explosions rain down like deadly meteors, lighting up the inky blackness of space. The human fleet scrambles to evade the incoming fire, but the Grox are everywhere, their ships moving in unison, ruthless and calculating. Every shot from the Grox warships seems to find its target. Human ships explode, sending shockwaves through the fleet. Steele watches helplessly as one of his ships, the Bastion, is hit by a powerful strike. The ship's shields flicker and fail, and then the explosion tears the ship apart. The crew of the Bastion is lost in an instant. The loss hits hard. The human fleet has already taken so many casualties, and now it seems like all their hard work is being undone. Steele's resolve is shaken, but it doesn't break. He knows the price of failure is too high. He won't let the Grox take Earth. "Steele, we need to disable the cannon now," Niles says, his voice filled with urgency. Steele takes a deep breath and looks at the map on the view screen. He thinks quickly, considering their options. The Grox's planetary cannon is on the surface of their homeworld, heavily guarded. Getting there will be nearly impossible, especially with the Grox's warships swarming the area. But Steele has an idea. It's risky, but it's their only shot. "Listen up," Steele calls to his crew. "We're going to launch a full assault on the planetary cannon. We'll need to draw the Grox's attention away from the surface long enough for a small team to infiltrate their defenses. This is a one-way mission. We won't get a second chance." His crew, battered and exhausted, listens intently. They've seen death up close, and now they know they're not just fighting for survival. They're fighting for revenge. Steele's resolve is unshaken. He knows what they're up against, but he also knows that there's no going back. The Grox have taken so much from them already, and they will not take Earth. Not without a fight. The crew, though weary, understands the gravity of the situation. The loss of Bonner, the destruction of their ships, it all fuels their desire for revenge. The emotions are raw, but they channel that grief into determination. The humans will stop at nothing to defeat the Grox and destroy their weapon. The fleet forms up, ready for the assault. As they move toward the surface of the Grox homeworld, They prepare to unleash everything they have left. The human ships are battered, but their will is unbroken. They will take down the planetary cannon, no matter the cost. Steel's eyes narrow as he looks ahead, determination burning in his chest. He's not just fighting for survival anymore. He's fighting for justice, for Bonner, for the fallen crew members, and for the future of humanity. The Grox may be ruthless, but they will learn that humanity's will to fight is stronger than any weapon. As the fleet prepares for the final push, Steel takes a deep breath and steadies himself. The humans may be the underdogs, but they will rise against the Grox. And this time, they will win. The cold silence of space stretches endlessly around the small strike team as they move in stealth toward the Grox Stronghold. Captain Steel's heart beats steadily, the familiar tension of a high-stakes mission gnawing at him. His crew is ready. They know what's at stake. The Grox planetary cannon, the weapon that could annihilate everything they've worked for, is still operational. Their only chance to stop it is to infiltrate the heart of the Grox base, plant explosives, and destroy the cannon before it fires again. Failure isn't an option. The team moves carefully, their cloaking devices making them invisible to enemy sensors. They drift through the shadows of the Grox Stronghold, a dark and foreboding place, looming like a giant tomb. The architecture is alien, jagged and towering, with structures designed for creatures far different from humans. Steel walls and flickering, eerie lights give the place an oppressive feeling. It's a labyrinth of corridors and chambers, and every turn could lead them into danger. Steel leads his team with precision, his every move calculated. Lieutenant Niles, the tech expert, keeps a close eye on their cloaking devices, making sure their signals remain undetected. Sergeant Barnes, the team's heavy weapons expert, checks his gear one last time, ensuring his explosives are ready. Behind them, the rest of the strike team follows, each soldier focused, knowing this mission could be their last. The deeper they go into the stronghold, the more hostile the environment becomes. The air is thick and musty, the walls adorned with alien symbols that Steel doesn't understand. The only sound is the faint hum of machinery in the distance. Every step they take feels louder than it should, as if the walls are watching them, waiting to swallow them whole. Their breath is shallow, anxiety rising as they near the core of the Grox base. Then, without warning, a low growl reverberates through the hallways, followed by the sound of metal scraping against metal. Steel's heart skips a beat. The Grox aren't just patrolling the base. They know something's wrong. Their cloaking devices may have kept them hidden so far, but it's only a matter of time before the Grox discover them. The team rushes forward, moving faster now, their steps echoing through the empty corridors. They know they're running out of time. The closer they get to the planetary cannon, the more dangerous it becomes. The Grox are relentless. They'll stop at nothing to protect their weapon. And if they fail, the human fleet will be wiped out in an instant. They round a corner and come face to face with a Grox soldier, a hulking figure clad in heavy armor. It's too late to retreat. Without hesitation, Steel lunges forward, grabbing the soldier by the throat and pulling him into the shadows. His team follows suit, quickly neutralizing the threat before the soldier can raise an alarm. But Steel knows this is just the beginning. The Grox are everywhere. They press on, moving cautiously through the stronghold, their nerves fraying with each passing moment. As they near the core, they encounter more resistance. Grox robots, towering and menacing, patrol the corridors. They're faster and more powerful than human soldiers, their metallic limbs capable of crushing bones with a single strike. The team engages in brutal hand-to-hand combat, using everything in their arsenal to take down the mechanical monstrosities. The clang of metal against metal fills the air as Steel fights, his muscles burning with effort. He dodges a blow from one of the Grox robots and lands a powerful strike to its chest, sending it crashing to the ground. But there's no time to celebrate. More robots emerge from the shadows, their glowing red eyes fixed on the humans. The battle is intense, the sound of punches and kicks ringing out in the claustrophobic space. Steel's movements are swift and calculated, his training kicking in as he takes down enemy after enemy. But with each victory, the team suffers. Sergeant Barnes takes a glancing blow to the leg, and Niles is slammed into a wall, dazed but not out of the fight. Steel grits his teeth, pushing himself harder. He can't afford to lose anyone else, not after everything they've been through. As they move deeper into the stronghold, the stakes grow higher. The tension is palpable. Every step brings them closer to the planetary cannon, but also to more danger. Steel's thoughts race, constantly running through the plan, mentally preparing for what lies ahead. He can feel the weight of the mission pressing down on him, the responsibility of leading his team through this hellish gauntlet. If they fail, it's not just their lives at risk. It's the survival of the human race. And then, they reach it. The entrance to the chamber housing the planetary cannon. The door is massive, made of reinforced alien metal. It's sealed tight, but Steel doesn't hesitate. He signals to Niles, who moves forward to hack into the door's security system. Sweat beads on Niles' forehead as he works quickly, bypassing layers of alien encryption. The Grox will be onto them soon, and they need to act fast. As the door opens with a deafening screech, Steel's heart races. The chamber beyond is enormous, the size of a small city. The planetary cannon sits at the center of the room, a colossal structure of pulsating energy, surrounded by rows of Grox guards and automated defense systems. Steel knows this is their final chance. But they're not alone. A massive Grox warlord steps forward, a towering figure draped in dark armor, his red eyes glowing with malice. He raises his hand, and the room fills with the sound of weapons powering up. The humans have walked into a trap. Steel looks around quickly. There's no turning back now. The warlord is fast, too fast for any of them to take him down easily, and the planetary cannon is ready to fire again. This is it, the moment they've all been fighting for. Steel grips his weapon tightly, determination burning in his chest. He knows what he has to do. This fight will determine the fate of humanity, and he'll fight until his last breath to see it through. The warlord growls, the tension in the room thickening. The final battle is about to begin. Captain Steel and his strike team stand in the heart of the Grox Stronghold, staring at the massive planetary cannon looming before them. The control center, the final barrier standing between them and the fate of humanity, is heavily fortified. The Grox elite forces, massive in both size and strength, are ready for them. The fight of their lives is about to begin, and every second counts. Steel's heart pounds in his chest as he surveys the battlefield. The team is battered, bruised, and down a few good men, but they're still here. They're still fighting. They've made it this far, and now they're going to finish what they started. Steel's eyes flick over to the cannon, the weapon capable of wiping out entire fleets with a single shot. He can already hear the distant echoes of Bonner's voice in his head, words of encouragement, of unwavering belief in the mission. He promised to bring an end to the Grox reign of terror, and that's exactly what he plans to do. Team, this is it, Steel says, his voice steady despite the storm of emotions inside him. We take down that cannon, we end this. For everyone we've lost, for every life we fought to protect. We win here. With a nod of agreement, the team moves into position. Explosions shake the walls as they push forward, their path to the control center lit up by laser fire and bursts of energy from the Grox's automated defenses. The Grox soldiers are relentless, and their high-tech weaponry is more advanced than anything Steel's team has ever faced. But the humans have something the Grox can't match: their resolve. The sound of gunfire fills the air as Steel's team fights back, each soldier moving with purpose, each one focused on the mission at hand. The Grox respond in kind, sending wave after wave of elite warriors and robots to slow the humans down. These Grox soldiers are unlike any Steel has faced before. They're larger, faster, and more brutal. their weapons capable of tearing through steel like paper. But the humans are determined. They move in tight formations, working as a unit to hold back the oncoming tide of alien forces. The ground shakes beneath their feet as explosions rock the area. The massive cannon stands ominously in the background, the pulse of its energy core growing stronger with each passing second. The team fights their way through the corridors, each step bringing them closer to their goal, but also to more danger. The Grox have fortified this place like a fortress, but the humans are relentless. Steel's gun jams, but he doesn't hesitate. He drops it and draws his knife, charging into the fray. He slashes at the nearest Grox soldier, narrowly dodging a swipe from its massive claws. The soldier falls, but not before delivering a brutal kick to Steel's side. Pain explodes in his ribs, but Steel grits his teeth and keeps going. He can't stop now, not when they're this close. Around him, the battle rages on. Sergeant Barnes is laying down suppressing fire, his heavy weapon tearing through the Grox soldiers in front of them. Niles is on the comms, coordinating with the rest of the team as they move forward. His tech skills have saved them more times than they can count, and now it is no different. He taps into the Grox network, temporarily shutting down the base's automated defenses. "We're in," Niles calls out. "The controls are ours, but we need a clear path to the cannon's core. We got less than 10 minutes before it's fully charged again." Steel nods. "We move, now." With Niles leading the way, they charge toward the control center. But as they near the cannon, the Grox forces grow more desperate. The ground trembles as a massive Grox warlord emerges from the shadows, its armored body towering over the team. This is the final test, the last line of defense before Steel can plant the explosives that will destroy the cannon once and for all. The warlord's eyes glow with fury as it charges, swinging a massive energy blade that hums with deadly power. Steel barely has time to react, his mind racing as he parries the blow with his own weapon. The force of the strike sends him sprawling to the ground, but he quickly rolls to his feet, narrowly avoiding a follow-up swing. The warlord is fast, too fast for Steel to keep up with, but that doesn't matter. Steel doesn't need to win this fight. He just needs to survive long enough for the team to finish the mission. He charges forward again, ducking and weaving, using the environment to his advantage. The warlord's blade swings through the air, but Steel is already gone, his movements swift and calculated. Finally, Steel finds an opening. He leaps onto the warlord's back, stabbing his knife into the weak spot in its armor. The warlord roars in pain, but it's not enough to stop it. In the chaos of the battle, Steel hears the faint hum of the explosives being primed. His team is almost there. With one last effort, Steel slams his fist into the warlord's helmet, knocking it out cold. It's a small victory, but it's enough to give the team the edge they need. "Explosives set," Niles shouts. "We're out of here now." Steel nods, his heart pounding in his chest. They've done it. The Grox cannon is going down. As the team retreats, the countdown begins. Steel takes one last look at the control center, at the Grox forces that have been wreaking havoc on the galaxy for far too long. He thinks of Bonner, of all the men and women they've lost. His heart aches with the weight of their sacrifices, but he knows they didn't die in vain. This victory is for them. "Let's go," Steel orders, and the team races toward the exit, knowing that their fate is sealed, for better or worse. The explosion rips through the stronghold, sending shockwaves through the base. The Grox cannon is destroyed. But the cost of that victory is heavy. Steel's mind races as he pushes forward, the sounds of destruction ringing in his ears, but in the back of his mind, he can still hear Bonner's final words. "Finish it, Elias, for all of us." And with that, Steel makes a silent vow to honor their fallen comrades. Their sacrifice won't be forgotten. Today, humanity fought back. Today, the Grox Empire falls. The fight is over, but the memory of it will last forever. The sound of the explosion still echoes in Steele's ears as he surveys the destruction. The Grox Stronghold is no more, a giant fiery wreck in the distance. The planetary cannon, the weapon capable of wiping out entire fleets in a single shot, has been destroyed. For humanity, this is a victory, a hard-fought, bitter victory. The Grox will no longer hold the galaxy in fear, but the cost has been immense. Steele's flagship, the Vengeance, is a battered husk of its former self. Sections of its hull are torn open, exposing the charred, twisted remains of the crew quarters. Fires still burn in some parts of the ship, and the harsh smell of smoke fills the air. The ship's once proud engines, responsible for countless missions, are barely functioning, and the ship drifts in space like a wounded beast. The damage is beyond repair for now, but it doesn't matter. The victory is worth it, though the price paid for it is heavy. Steele stands on the bridge of his flagship, staring at the shattered remains of the Grox Stronghold. His eyes are tired, bloodshot from the endless battles and the pain of loss. He has seen too many of his comrades fall, too many faces now missing from the crew roster. Commander Bonner, his closest friend and most trusted officer, is gone. The loss of Bonner stings more than anything. Steele had promised Bonner he would finish what they started, and he did. But now that promise weighs heavily on his heart. As he looks out at the wreckage, Steele feels a deep, gnawing emptiness. The price of this victory has taken more than he could ever have imagined. The Grox Stronghold is gone, but it came at the cost of so many lives, so many good men and women who gave everything for this moment. It's hard to feel victorious when the faces of the fallen are constantly on his mind. Behind him, his officers are organizing the survivors, trying to salvage what they can from the wreckage. The crew members that made it out are battered, broken, but alive. They stand as a testament to the strength of humanity. And yet, Steele knows that many will never fully recover from the horrors they faced. War has a way of leaving its mark, not just on the body, but on the soul. Steele steps forward, gathering his strength, knowing he has to address the remaining crew. He clears his throat, and the silence in the room falls over them like a heavy curtain. With each word he speaks, the weight of their losses seems to settle deeper into the pit of his stomach. But he knows he can't let that weight crush him. Not now, not when humanity's future is on the line. We've lost much, Steele begins, his voice rough but steady. Too much. But we've also gained something that can never be taken from us. We've shown the galaxy that humanity will never bow down. We will never surrender. The Grox thought they could crush us, destroy us. They thought we were nothing. But today, we've proven them wrong. His words hang in the air, and for a moment, Steele's crew remains silent. They all know the truth of what he's saying. Humanity's fight for survival isn't over. It will never truly be over. There will always be more enemies, more threats to face, more battles to fight. But Steele's words remind them of something else, something that has always been at the heart of humanity: hope. We've lost friends, comrades, brothers, and sisters, Steele continues, but we're still standing, and we will keep standing. We fight for them, for the ones we've lost, and for those who will come after us. We will not let their sacrifice be in vain. We will honor them with every breath we take, with every battle we fight, and with every victory we claim. There's a pause, a heavy silence that stretches across the bridge. Then, slowly, the crew begins to clap, their applause not just for Steele's words, but for the fallen, for the lives they've given for the cause. The sound of their clapping is a reminder that humanity's spirit is unbreakable, even in the face of unimaginable loss. Steele steps away from the podium, his heart heavy, but his resolve stronger than ever. He's lost so much, but there's still more to fight for. The Grox may have fallen today, but the universe is vast. There will be more threats, more enemies, more battles. But Steele knows one thing for sure: humanity will never back down. The camera zooms out, and the wreckage of the Grox Stronghold fills the screen. The once imposing fortress is now nothing more than a smoldering heap of debris, a testament to the human will to survive. In the distance, the human fleet drifts, battered and broken, but victorious. The stars in the background shine as a reminder that humanity's place in the galaxy is far from over. As Steele looks out at the wreckage, his mind races. He knows the war isn't over. Not by a long shot. The Grox are just the first of many enemies to come. But humanity has learned something vital today. They have the strength, the courage, and the resolve to face whatever comes next. The future may be uncertain, but Steele is certain of one thing. Humanity's journey is just beginning. He looks out at the stars, his thoughts drifting to the fallen. Bonner, Barnes, Niles, and the countless others who gave their lives for this moment. Their sacrifice won't be forgotten. It can't be. And as long as Steele breathes, he will carry their memory with him, into every battle, into every fight. He will fight for them, for humanity. The final scene shows Steele standing tall, looking toward the future. The wreckage of the Grox Stronghold and the battered human fleet are visible in the background, but Steele's eyes are focused on the stars. The battle may be over, but the war is far from finished, and humanity will continue to fight. The camera pans away, the stars shining brightly in the distance, and the screen fades to black. The journey isn't over. The war has only just begun. But for now, humanity has survived. And that's enough.